In the shadows of monumental achievements, whispers of guidance turn the wheels of history. Welcome to the unseen force of leadership communication. Today, we unravel the secrets that empower leaders to move mountains with mere words. You'll learn the subtle art of influence, the power of a well-timed pause, and the strength found in listening. Stay with us until the end, for we will reveal not just how to speak but also how to echo in the halls of those who follow you. This is not just about talking, it's about changing the world, one word at a time. Don't underestimate the importance of clarity. Clarity shines through the maze of leadership as a light that guides the lost and the seeking. In other words, it is the foundation upon which influence rests. In order to cut through the noise of everyday distractions and clear the minds of their followers of the ambiguity that envelops them, a leader's remarks must be clear and concise. The ability to make difficult concepts understandable and doable is the essence of clarity, which is more than just a lack of uncertainty. Imagine a leader speaking to their team with a level head and no jargon or doublespeak to dilute their message. Instead of trying to impress, they teach, turning abstract ideas into actionable steps. Being able to express thoughts clearly is not innate but developed through practice and dedication to keeping things simple. The leader must reduce their ideas and message to their barest essentials until they are free of all distractions. Such lucidity is contagious. It entices others to pay attention, comprehend, and take action. Transparency is a trust-building quality because it eliminates uncertainty. A leader's words have an impact when they are articulate and direct. Their remarks serve as a guidepost, a blueprint for what the group may accomplish as a whole. However, achieving this level of clarity is not simple. Leaders must reflect on their lives and discover their values. They then must weave these pieces into a story that satisfies their audience's hopes, dreams, and desires. Finding the sweet spot where one can be both authoritative and empathetic, where one can both demand and encourage participation, is no simple feat. Clarity is the beat that keeps the conversations dance in time. Every phrase, pause, and intonation has a purpose, and the pulse makes sure of it. Ultimately, the significance of understanding, hearing, and remembering surpasses the mere act of uttering words. The lasting impression a leader makes on their followers is what constitutes their legacy. Let us keep in mind that clarity is the light that dispels shadows and the key that unlocks possibilities. A leader's calm confidence and power reveal themselves in their actions. Seeking clarity and reaching a point where words not only speak but also resonate through the history of change is the essence of true leadership. Listen. Active listening is more powerful than oratory in leadership. It is the unseen power that paves the way to people's thoughts and hearts, allowing them to trust and cooperate. True leaders can listen and learn by attuning to the vibrations of unsaid ideas and unvoiced worries. They comprehend that every individual's viewpoint serves as a crucial component, illuminating the obstacles and providing potential solutions. Being attentive and patient while listening is an art form. Rather than being a bystander, it is an active participant, demonstrating appreciation and regard. Leaders who take the time to hear others out demonstrate compassion and the ability to look beyond their own narrow perspective. By bringing people together, they foster an environment where ideas may mingle and collaboration can emerge, navigating the intricacies of human dynamics and directing followers toward unity and coordinated action. Listening serves as the leader's compass in this realm. The ability to listen attentively goes beyond only audible speech. It also involves processing the feelings and goals conveyed. It's about listening to understated desires for affirmation and hushed cries for attention. Listening does more than just collect data. It also helps leaders connect with followers, create allies, and rally them around a common cause. When a leader truly listens, they are pledging to serve, elevate, and empower those around them. A gentle touch has the power to transform obstacles, and a whisper carries more clarity than a shout. The golden strands of attentive listening adorn the leadership tapestry, forming a fabric that is both sturdy enough to bind a community and gentle enough to embrace each person's spirit. It is a mantle that represents more than simply a position. It is a garment that the leader wears with dignity and respect. Therefore, listening is more than just a superpower. It is leadership at its core. Pay attention to your body language. When it comes to leadership, the silent voice frequently carries the most weight as the stage is prepared for ambitious goals and bold acts. When it comes to being a successful leader, body language, the orchestra of nonverbal clues, is crucial. A leader's body language, including their vocal intonation, rhythm, and the enthusiasm they bring to every word, resonates even when they aren't physically there. It conveys a leader's self-assurance and authenticity without using words. This language has significant intricacies. While a lively, energetic pace might motivate a tired squad, a steady, measured tone can express authority and serenity in the face of mayhem. During critical periods in their discourse, you may feel someone's presence even when you can't see them because of their rhythm, intensity, and intonation. A leader who is skilled in this art form doesn't need to say a word to captivate an audience. Their presence alone can provide direction and confidence. Rather than being an inherent gift, this nonverbal communication skill may be developed and honed. It calls for self-awareness in the form of movement and expression, as well as the ability to scan the room for cues on how to proceed. In order to strike a balance between being authoritative and empathetic, leaders need to master the art of using their bodies to convey warmth and assurance. When they improve their own presence, they encourage others around them to be more genuine and expressive. The subtleties of body language are much more important when there are no visual clues. Leaders' convictions should be evident in their steady speech, enthusiasm in their words, and voice in sync with their motions. This regular dance of intonation and timing delicately balances perception at the tip of each syllable. Leaders who excel in their field understand that their body language can effectively communicate their emotions and desires to others. It has the ability to elevate, garner admiration and focus, and bring people together in mutual understanding. When carefully used, it becomes a channel for the leader's vision, a means of subtly conveying the principles and objectives that motivate their behavior. It is important to keep in mind the unspoken rules that govern all of our interactions as we explore what it means to be a leader. What truly counts is not the content of our words, but rather our delivery, demeanor, and the impact we have on those around us. As a leader, your actions often speak louder than your words. Body language possesses the power to whisper, gestures to move mountains, and a presence to feel from a distance. A leader's quiet confidence, their unsaid eloquence, is what truly moves the people they lead. Consider the platform. In the complex dance of communication, the platform on which a message is delivered can be just as important as the message substance. Selecting an appropriate platform requires careful consideration of the message's intended audience and the medium's capabilities to maximize its impact. Different platforms have different norms and expectations, whether it's the casualness of an email, the immediacy of a video, or the intimacy of a podcast. For example, listening to a podcast is like having a conversation with the host, a kind of one-on-one interaction that builds rapport and intimacy. It's a platform that begs for narratives where the leader's voice may ebb and flow with the story's arc, and where silence can convey just as much as words. It is becoming more and more of a platform for leaders to express their ideals through vibrant oral hues. It is direct, personal, and unfiltered. In contrast, formality and accuracy reign supreme in email. In this context, the presentation of arguments is logical and structured, with a paramount emphasis on clarity. In the realm of leadership, an email serves as a command, serving as a record that one can retrieve and consult repeatedly. Use it to make an announcement, provide instructions, or communicate anything else that calls for thought and action. Then there's video, the attention-grabbing medium that holds viewers' and listeners' attention for an extended period of time. Charisma, presence, and video are the platforms that excel when it comes to visible and felt leadership communication. Even with the face hidden, nonverbal cues like cadence of speech and tone of voice can express authenticity and self-assurance in this context. But which one should be chosen? The trick is to know what you want to accomplish with your communication and then figure out which platform is best suited to get you there. The key is to imagine the opposing side's audience's reaction and engagement with the message. A choice like this has the power to either strengthen bonds or weaken them, to magnify or dampen a message. Leaders must be able to navigate the digital landscape quickly and intelligently, but they shouldn't limit themselves to a single platform. They need to ask themselves, what does the message really mean? Who should listen to it? When they get it, how should they feel? The answers to these questions guide the selection of a platform. After all, the perfect platform is one that disappears into the void, allowing the message to shine through. People find it impossible to imagine conveying the message in any other way. Here, the leader's voice resonates, and the message begins its journey from the leader's thoughts to the hearts of the people. This is the epicenter of effective communication. Choosing the correct platform is more than simply a business move. It's an artistic endeavor, an integral part of effective leadership that brings the whole image of communication together. Think about your audience. Knowing one's audience is the invisible but crucial thread that binds everything together. It's a subtle way of saying that you realize every person listening has their own inner world full of hopes, anxieties, and dreams. A leader's message must resonate with these inner realms to gain resonance. It's more than just talking. It's about making an emotional connection and tailoring your message to the receiver like a glove. Understanding your target demographic necessitates putting yourself in their shoes and seeing things from their point of view. You make a deliberate effort to understand their background, principles, and goals. Leaders who are good at this engage their followers in conversation rather than lecturing them. As a result of its reciprocal nature, the discussion benefits not only the speaker but also the listener. Leaders with this kind of insight may fine-tune their message and choice of words to really connect with their audiences. The key is to use language that moves people to tears and to pick stories that will reverberate with them. A leader's ability to simplify difficult concepts, ground the intangible in concrete examples, and bring the fairway appear close depends on their familiarity with their audience. However, how can one come to this realization? Listening attentively and showing real interest in the individuals you aspire to lead is the first step. It entails not just listening attentively but also emotionally processing the responses to your inquiries. It's about paying attention to people's actions, values, and goals in addition to what they say. Rather than being a one-way street, leadership communication is a lively two-way road. To be in tune with your audience means to be aware of energy, ideas, and emotions. It entails being adaptable and ready to change your message based on what you discover about your audience. Understanding who you're speaking to is the key to respecting your audience. Showing appreciation for their presence, time, and work is a great way to show gratitude. You recognize that the message isn't about you, even if you're the one speaking. It's about them, the change you want to encourage, and the journey you're taking together. Therefore, when we craft the story of leadership, let us not lose sight of the audience's subtle cues that direct us, shape our message, and decide the effect of our words. The capacity to listen to others and then articulate a strategy to elevate their voices above a cacophony of dissent is, ultimately, more valuable than any leader's own voice. Stick to your word. Consistency is the cornerstone of trust in leadership, which is a complex mosaic of virtues. Reliability is the certainty that one's deeds will conform to their spoken commitments. Leadership that exemplifies consistency creates an environment where trust may thrive. Acquiring this trust requires consistent proof of dependability and an unwavering commitment to beliefs and ideals in the face of changing circumstances. Consistent leadership guides followers like a steady drumbeat. As a result, followers are able to rely on the leader's actions and judgments, which are not based on whims but on a firm foundation of honesty and reliability. This consistency and reliability become the lifeblood of a company, the thing that keeps its employees believing they are a part of something solid. The strength of a reliable leader comes not from lofty rhetoric but from the continuous application of their principles in all that they do. The leader demonstrates this by consistently being present, working diligently, honoring their commitments, and remaining steadfast even in the absence of light. Trust is like a finely woven fabric. It takes time and constant effort to strengthen the weave, and this leader knows that. Building trust between a leader and their followers allows ideas to flow freely, cooperation to flourish, and creativity to flourish. It is an unspoken understanding that the leader will steer by setting a positive example rather than imposing their will or dictating policies. Everyone feels safe speaking their minds, taking risks, and giving their all because they trust their leader, who is always there to guide them. But consistency does not mean inflexibility. A successful leader understands that being consistent does not imply being rigid. It entails adapting to new knowledge and shifting settings while maintaining one's basic principles. Adaptability is the ability to change with the times without sacrificing who you are, to shift gears without sacrificing strategy, and to remain a steady presence in a dynamic and unpredictable environment. The story of leadership is like a book with chapters following one another and consistency acting as the binding agent. It is a guarantee that a leader's promises, vision, and dedication will not be empty rhetoric. When you stand before this leader today, you can be sure that he or she will be there tomorrow to continue working with you toward a common goal. As a result, being consistent is essential for leadership, not just establishing trust. Get comfortable asking questions. In a leader's heart, curiosity is the fire that lights the fire of growth. An insatiable need for knowledge is what motivates leaders to seek answers, explore further into the unknown, and forge meaningful connections with the world around them. Rather than being a sign of weakness, this pursuit of understanding is a powerful statement. Acknowledging this fact is like taking a giant leap toward enlightenment. There is always more to discover. Curious leaders don't just collect information, they use it to build a picture of what's going on. They understand that by asking questions, they can connect with people and foster a culture of trust and cooperation. Their insatiable curiosity compels them to delve into the why, as well as the what and how of a subject, discovering the innermost desires and inspirations that shape human behavior. Leaders who are insatiably curious stand out due to their dogged quest for information. They are not satisfied with things as they are, but rather at the forefront of groundbreaking change and innovation. They and their teams advance because they are eager to challenge everything. Because of this, they know that staying interested in the ever-changing corporate and personal worlds is key. Connections are also fostered by curiosity. Leadership that demonstrates real curiosity about their team members' backgrounds and perspectives fosters an atmosphere where everyone's voice is heard and appreciated. Here is where mutual respect and teamwork flourish. By keeping an open mind and heart, leaders may learn about their followers' hopes and dreams, which allows them to help people reach their maximum potential. The inquisitive leader is the one who can identify the important signals in a world full of data. They have an uncanny ability to perceive patterns where others perceive disorder and make connections where none exist. Their insatiable curiosity guides them toward knowledge, and their inquiries open up worlds of opportunity. Since curiosity is more than a quality, it requires honesty and bravery. Being humble means acknowledging that you don't know everything, but then being hell-bent on finding out. Inspiring growth, meaningful connections, and purposeful leadership are hallmarks of leaders whose insatiable curiosity is more than a passing fancy. It is the driving force behind their expedition, as well as the beacon of hope that helps them face the unknown. Ultimately, leadership is defined by a desire to grow, and curiosity is the key that unlocks that door. Embrace different communication styles. The diversity of human communication is more than a feature, it is the thread that binds all people together. Understanding that a one-size-fits-all strategy is both unproductive and unrealistic, leadership is essentially about reaching out and interacting with this varied assortment. Accepting and embracing many modes of expression is like a conductor guiding an orchestra, as each instrument brings its own distinct tone to produce a beautiful symphony. Recognizing that every person is a unique universe with their own language, cultural signals, and communication preferences. Leaders who excel at varied communication are able to effectively engage with their followers. They know that to connect with someone on a deeper level, they must meet them where they are, use language that strikes a chord, and listen with an understanding tone. There is a wide range of expression, emotion, and life experience at play here, not only in terms of language. Such leaders are masters of reading both verbal and nonverbal signs, communicating directly and indirectly, and negotiating the intricacies of cultures with a lot of and little background. Both the eloquence of a stirring speech and the quietness of a contemplative pause suit them well. They have excellent timing. They know how to be direct and concise, when to use evidence, and when to weave a tale. Being able to adapt to different situations requires practice and an awareness of the wide range of human communication styles. Being empathic, having a sharp eye, and keeping an open mind are all necessary. Effective leaders are lifelong learners who study their teams and work tirelessly to improve their communication skills to foster unity and understanding. In today's paradoxically linked but paradoxically separated society, the ability to communicate across borders is not only a talent but an absolute need. It is the key that unlocks the door for leaders to motivate diverse teams, negotiate with stakeholders from all industries, and engage audiences from all walks of life. Their ability to articulate it is what makes their vision inclusive, their goal shared, and their purpose communal. That is why diversity in communication is an opportunity as well as a difficulty. This is an opportunity for leaders to broaden their views, gain more experience, and eventually lead on a truly global scale. Relationships, not outcomes, ultimately determine a leader's impact. They are able to unite diverse perspectives into a unified front for social change because of the many different voices they bring to the table. Conclusion: as we wrap up our inquiry, let us not forget that good leadership communication is more than just words. It is the link that binds leaders to their followers, the fabric that holds understanding together, and the thing that sets inspiration in motion. With each statement, leaders impart their vision, pledge their dedication, and are empowered to motivate and influence others. The message is less important than its impact, the lives it touches, and the new perspectives it opens up. An authentic leader advances the cause of a better future with every statement they make. If you'd like to support me, please consider making a donation after subscribing. Alternatively, if you have a favorite topic, please leave a comment. This will help me find more topics to discuss in future videos.